Hi everyone, I'm Wendy, and today I'm showing you how I batch cook my steel-cut oats in my Instant Pot. One of my very first videos showed how I do this, but I've slightly changed it, so I thought it was time to do an updated video. It's very simple. I'm using a 6-quart Instant Pot, and I'm adding 2 cups of steel-cut oats. I add 5 cups of water, and with this ratio, you'll end up with a pretty thick oatmeal. Feel free to adjust the amount of liquid, but if you add too much at this point, since the oatmeal is going to be sitting in the fridge through the week, it's going to soak up all of that extra liquid and could become mushy. If you prefer a soupier oatmeal, I would recommend that every day when you scoop out a portion to heat up, add some extra water or plant-based milk at that time to get the consistency you prefer. So once the oats and the water are in, I secure the lid and I set it to pressure cook from anywhere between 6 to 8 minutes. I usually go right in the middle at 7 minutes. In total, this will take about 30 minutes to cook because it takes 10 to 15 minutes to come up to pressure and then another 10 to 15 minutes to depressurize. I usually let this fully natural release because I'm doing other things while it's cooking. But if you're in a hurry, you could do a quick release. Just be aware that oats are very starchy, so when you cook them in the pressure cooker, they bubble up quite a bit. So when you do a quick release, it might sputter and spew out of the valve and make a little bit of a mess, so proceed with caution. Once it's depressurized, I'll open that up and add a few more things in. I like to add about 5 chopped medjool dates. Sometimes I'll also use just a couple handfuls of raisins instead. This is just to add a little natural sweetness because I don't like to use added sugars. Feel free to use something else like maple syrup, date sugar, or really whatever sweetener you like. Add as much as you need to suit your tastes. Then I add a couple teaspoons of either cinnamon or a pumpkin pie spice. I have my own oatmeal spice blend, which is very similar to a pumpkin pie spice, though it doesn't use traditional ratios. But I use a combination of cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, cloves, and sometimes I'll add a little bit of cardamom or allspice. Finally, I'm adding a can of pumpkin puree. I use pumpkin most often, but I've also used canned sweet potato and butternut squash puree. I add this for a couple of reasons. I like to get a wide variety of foods in my diet. Like they say, eat the rainbow. So this is a really easy way to add an orange vegetable to your day. I also like the texture that it gives my oatmeal. It kind of makes it a little creamier and bulks it up. So I stir that all around to make sure everything's well combined. And then this is ready to eat and store in the fridge for the rest of the week. This batch will last me for 5 days. Of course, depending on how much you eat or if you're serving other people, it may last for more or less time. Every day when I'm ready to eat it, I mix in different fruits. You can use whatever you like. Some of my favorite options are cherries, peaches, apples, mixed berries, really any fruit you like. But more often than not, I just use blueberries, which is what I'm doing today. On the first day that I make the oatmeal, I just add my frozen berries right to my bowl. These are wild blueberries. And then I top them with the hot oatmeal. And that's warm enough to defrost those berries. Finally, I just top it off with either ground flax seeds or chia seeds. Once again, the possibilities are endless. You can add whatever you like. You can add other nuts and seeds. I like using things like walnuts, pecans, sunflower seeds, or pumpkin seeds. You could also make it extra decadent with a scoop of your favorite nut butter. So that'll be my breakfast for today, then I'll scoop the rest into a container to keep in the fridge for the next 4 days. Of course, if you like to eat the exact same thing every day, you could go ahead and mix in your berries or whatever fruit you like to the whole batch and then just reheat every day. But if you like more variety, doing it this way allows you to add different fruits every day, and if you're feeding different people, maybe everyone wants something different on their oatmeal. So that's how I make my oatmeal in the Instant Pot. Like I said, there are so many variations to choose from. Leave your questions and comments below. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.